Hey everybody, welcome to episode number 90 of Cameron's Nostalgia Podcast. We've made it all the way to 90 episodes of my show. And I'm your host, Cameron Strickland. Today I have with me Jonason Pauley. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks, Cameron. Thanks for having me. It's an honor to be on episode 90. It's a big accomplishment.
Nice. Now, for any of you guys who don't know, Jonason is a filmmaker for the live action Toy Story.
That's right. 2013's fan film feature length remake of Toy Story shot for shot. Um, One of the directors and co-producers. It took us about 2 years, and myself and a group of friends, remade the entire original Pixar movie shot for shot with our own toys, and went on to some viral success. And I still continue to make films and short films today, although they're not Toy Story so much anymore. We always um, will be so far known for live action Toy Story. So yeah.
And he also directed short films.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Yes, thanks for having me. I was happy to get the invitation for your show.
nice. Let's begin our first question.
I'm ready.
How did you get interested in filmmaking?
That's a good question. For a very long time, have been interested in movies. I loved watching movies when I was a kid, and I was around 9 years old when I sort of started to realize this was a thing that people do. Somebody makes them. So I started making films with my friends and my cousins on my little VHS video camera, and just haven't stopped. I just always um, love that process, really every part of filmmaking. And I went to school for a film degree, and so started getting into writing as well. And yeah, I just haven't stopped. Now I'm a grown up and I still like making movies with my friends.
Nice. So, what was your first filmmaking gig?
So I kind of made things for myself for a long time. I just like I said, made things with my friends that were just short, just goofing around. And for a long, long time it was just making stuff that we wanted to watch. When YouTube came around, um I started a channel there in 2007, and I was in junior high school at the time, so I was a young teenager. And so that was just another place to be able to share the videos that we made. So kept making short films and sketches and things like that, and posting them on YouTube because it's easier to share that way. And Once I started to work on bigger projects, we bring in different friends, more friends, and Toy Story was really the one. Our live action remake was the one that took off, caught some people's attention, got some good connections that way. And I also had a few jobs where I was making videos for other companies and using my skills in that way. Um, as far as films go, after that, we started putting some short films that we've made into some film festivals. And so they've played in Phoenix and in some places in Oregon. And um, we've gone to a few festivals that with our short films. And right now I'm in the very early stages of making another film, working on the script a bit more.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you. Good question. Thanks for asking.
I just saw your filming locations for live action Toy Story
Hmm.
on Google Earth.
Okay, yeah. So we did mention where a lot of them are when we recorded a commentary version. Uh, my close friend Jesse and I were really the two main contributors to live action Toy Story, though there were 100 other people who worked on it in various capacities. But yeah, so the two of us recorded a commentary and listed some of the locations. Is that how you found them?
Let me show you something.
Okay.
This is a scene where Andy and his mom stop at a gas station,
Hmm.
and Woody and Buzz had a fight.
Yeah. They fall out of the car and the truck comes and almost squishes Woody's head. That looks like the same one. It's hard to tell. And actually, for that scene, we were at two different gas stations. And then when they're fighting on the ground under the car, that was an entirely different parking lot somewhere. So, like, a lot of the locations for our movie are spread out all over the place. It's just wherever we could get a specific shot that looked close to the animated version, we went for that. So sometimes like for the gas station is a good example. We were filming at a gas station that looked kind of like a Dynaco. So in the movie, it's called Dynaco, and it's got a dinosaur on the logo. So there's the Sinclair gas stations that have a dinosaur in the logo. So we went to a Sinclair gas station to film, didn't really ask permission, but we once we got there, we kind of like said, "Hey, we're gonna just do this really fast." And when you have the toys, it doesn't look too intimidating, so they don't really mind. People ha didn't mind that we were playing with toys and making a video in their gas station. So we're working on that gas station scene, and we just hope that maybe we'll get a truck nearby at some point, and then across the street. I think that's the one you're showing us. Um, there a truck pulled in to pump the gas and fill up. So it's like, well, we're going across the street now. So we just packed things up and went over there to talk to that truck driver and ask him if he'd help us with our movie. So it was a lot of scenes look like it's the same place, but it's more than one different place. So Sid's house is another good example. Every different room is in an entirely different house. But we kind of the way that it's cut together makes it look like one house.
You want me to show me Sid's house?
No, so that I don't honestly don't even remember where that one was, other than his bedroom was the same house that we filmed Andy's room. That's where I was where my house was and when I was in high school. Um, but a lot of the different places in Sid's house were different houses entirely because we needed stairs that went a certain direction, or we needed a hallway that had a certain number of doors, and so we went to a lot of different people's houses every time we needed a different look. So even if it's just one house in the movie, in our remake, we had to travel a bit. And so it's part of the reason it took 2 years is because we spent a lot of time trying to track down locations that looked good.
There's Sid's house.
That looks a lot like you might have found the exact one. Um, that one, if that is the same house, um, it is it was just somebody we walked up, rang the doorbell, and asked if we could film the front of their house. So a lot of those places, uh, we didn't even know the people that lived there. We just explained what we were doing, and they were kind enough to let us use their house for a few hours.
You played the role of a Pizza Planet truck driver.
That's right. I wanted a spot in the movie, but that was the one I picked because as really one of the only roles that I fit as a teenage kid. Uh, I couldn't really play any other characters, but I wanted to be in it. Yeah,
You have worked on a live action Toy Story 3 ending.
that's right. I did that because I was in college at the time and we had an assignment. We could do whatever we wanted. And Toy Story 3 was still pretty new. It had just come out and people kept telling me how I looked like Andy. So I thought this could be a fun thing to do and a fun way to sort of promote our full movie as well. So yes, I played Andy in that remake, which is just a scene. It's not the whole movie. There were some other kids on YouTube who made the whole Toy Story 3. For us, it was more just that scene was just an amazing scene, and we wanted to have some fun uh, remaking that. So yes, you're right. I'm in that as well.
And there is Bunny's house.
Oh, they looks like they got some irrigation. Yeah, it's flooded, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, that looks like it from what I can tell. Um, that was a neighbor of a friend. So again, just asking people if we can play in their front yard for a day. And when we explained what we're doing, most people are pretty nice about that. So a lot of the filmmaking that I've done has been a lot of just asking people if they'd like to help, and people have been kind enough to share what they have.
Okay. Let me see if I can go into IMDb.
Yeah, so as you look it up, I don't remember. I know that I made some IMDb posts, but for the most part, I think it was a friend or two who wanted more IMDb credits and put made accounts and added things. You don't have to have a pro account to make them or to add things to IMDb. So a lot of a lot of the short films that we made are listed there, but it's nowhere near all of them. A lot of them are just short for fun and not trying to go anywhere. So uh, it'll list some of them if you find us on there, but it won't list everything.
So when you're 2 years old, you saw the Toy Story film.
Yes, I don't remember that because I was two, but yes, we it was out in 1995, yeah. So I was almost three.
And when you're 6 years old, you saw Toy Story 2.
That I do remember. I remember going to the theaters and watching Toy Story 2 and being so excited for it. And and then we went more than once, but I remember twice vividly. And the second time was because they added bloopers to the credits and I needed to see that. So we went back again. Excuse me, there's a bug.
When you're 17 years old, you watch Toy Story 3.
That sounds right. Yep. For Toy Story 3, Um, I actually found a screening that Pixar Studios was having a little bit early at the studio, and they were selling tickets, and it was to raise money for something arts in California, something like that. And so I went there and watched the movie with my dad um, a bit early, a week before it was out, and and it's great. Toy Story 3 is another amazing movie. Yeah. So we started making our remake live action Toy Story uh, a few months after Toy Story 3 was released. So it was still in theaters when we were filming ours.
When you're 26 years old, you got to see Toy Story 4.
The fun part about that was uh, seeing it in the theater with my son, who was about 3 years old. So the same age I was when I saw the first Toy Story in the theaters. So it was fun to revisit it again.
And you're going to show me some of the toys.
Oh yeah, yeah, you ready for that?
I'm ready.
Okay, so I don't have everybody, but who would you like to see first?
Woody.
You got it. I brought him out over here. Hold on. So the Woody that was used in live action Toy Story is the collection version or signature collection, something like that, I think it's called. I'm not the toy expert. I have friends on YouTube who do all the toy things. I do the movie things, but I do have a lot of the toys still. I decided to keep anybody that was in all three Toy Stories. That's how I decided who to try and keep. So he's got the pull string still, and I think he's so he might keep talking because he had those features, but he's, see, he's gonna keep talking even though I didn't pull his string because he's on a certain play mode. So yeah. Yeah, so he still works. His head came off once and I reattached it, so it's a little loose. See that? Um, but this is the one from the movie. Um, I can go through two, three, four, five, six. I have six others here, if that's all right.
You're going to show me six more.
If that's what you want, it's your show. Does that sound good?
Good.
Okay. Here. Sorry, I'm just gonna get up one at a time. So, Ham, he's got a fake cork at the bottom. It's not real. It's plastic. Um, but a couple of years ago, we had John Ratzenberger, the voice actor of Ham, signed it for us. We saw him at Tucson, Arizona Comic Con, and we just bought his signature. I didn't tell him about our movie. I didn't think it was the time. I just didn't feel like bringing up my own thing. Instead, we just visited with him for a moment, and he signed Ham for us. Boom, boom. Um, so a lot of these toys were in my daughter's room instead of here in the shed, so I just grabbed them what I could find. Here's Rex. He doesn't do much besides move. They sold a few different versions of Rex back when Toy Story 3 came out, which is another reason why we made the movie when we did, is because they started selling all these toys that I didn't have as a kid. And I was like, I just want them for myself. So bought toys and it's like, well, we're gonna make a movie, so we're gonna use them. So he's a little shorter than other Rexes that they made, but he does that. This potato head was in my daughter's room, so I can't find his hat or his mouth right now. But he was, you know what? I have the box right here. He was an older potato head that I did have from before we made the movie. And he came in this box right here. So this is a from Toys R Us. And see, there's the sticker from Toys R Us, and he came with some random parts and was supposed to be the Toy Story version of Potato Head. So this is what we got, and this is what we used in our movie most of the time. Um, there were some scenes where we used smaller versions of the characters for a certain shot, if they matched up better with the sizes. It wasn't always very consistent, but here's another one that I found in my daughter's room. It's his name is Rocky, and he they sold a couple of him around the same time in 2010-ish. When Toy Story 3 came out, they sold some new toys. So he was small, but he was the only one that matched the movie. Um, and so we went with that. Um, Nowadays, there's a lot more characters that have been made into toys that are more movie accurate. And like back when we were making our movie, like there was no Pizza Planet merch. You see those t-shirts all over the place now, but and there weren't a lot. Um, Not nearly as much as there are now of Toy Story toys that are accurate to the movie. I was wrong. I said I was going to do six, but I found two more. Seven, eight. So hold on. I've got a couple more for you. Just a minute, Cameron. I'm coming. All right. Oh no, I'm so sorry. My headphones got tangled again. So here's this is a robot who is also pretty small, but he was from McDonald's when Toy Story 2 came out, and I just kept him, and we needed him, which is great. So yes, he's small, but fortunately he wasn't in any shots with a lot of, well, he's in some shots with big characters, but we just went with it. If it's if he's doing something, then we can go closer up and it works. And this Lenny was from Burger King. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Somebody else fell off a shelf. It'll be okay. Lenny was from Burger King in 1995 when the first Toy Story came out, or maybe 96 when it came on video. I can't remember exactly. But he walks. He's a bit small, but he looks good on camera. So he's one of the Lennys that was in the movie. We had two. And two more. Slinky. I had him from before. My sister bought him for me for my birthday one year, and I replaced his small Slinky with a full size big one because we needed him to stretch further. And then last is Buzz Lightyear. This is also the signature collection version. His box is down there as well, but um, he when he's turned on, oh, he was on, so maybe he needs to wake up. Maybe he needs new batteries. That's what it sounds like. He moves his head a bit and make talks when his helmet goes up and down, and his talks when his communicator opens in his wrist. So like he had articulate fingers. So this was one of the reasons we decided to make the movies because they made these toys look so good when before they were good, but they weren't so accurate to the movie. They weren't as close to the original movie as we liked. So um hold on. There we go. So his wings came out the right way and they're a bit bigger than the 95, 96 versions of the toy. And so yeah, so we had our Buzz. His arm broke off and I replaced it. So his laser doesn't work anymore, but at least his arm can move, and that was a positive for us. So that's them. That's the cast that I have available to me right now. Um, it was convenient to make a movie with toys because the actors are always available and they didn't talk back. They did whatever we needed them to do.
All right. This is my first video of 2026.
Yes, me too. So what kind of plans do you have for your podcast this year?
I was interviewing puppeteers.
Yeah, I saw that on your channel. So that's yeah. Thanks for expanding your reach a little bit to talk to me because I'm not really a puppeteer, although we did puppet the toys a lot in our movie, and we've done some short films that have puppets a lot. But it was never really my thing. It was more my friend Jesse's, and so I'll still sometimes consider doing movies or videos with puppets, but for the most part, I like filming. The other thing about our live action Toy Story movie is that sometimes the shot we would need stop motion where you take a picture, move them, take a picture, move them, and you play it together. It looks like they're alive and moving, but that's also sort of animation. And kind of the whole point of our project was to make it uh, not animated because that already exists. So we went with puppeteering for as many of the shots as we could because we felt like it looked better. But also everything we did was whatever we thought would look best on our camera, and it was a small, cheap camera too. So a lot of it was very scrappy production, and I think that brings some charm to it, is that it doesn't have a big budget. Like Disney now makes a lot of remakes of their movies, but they have all the money they could want, and they can animate characters and cast whoever they want, and we didn't have that. We had nothing but some toys and a small camera. So we just did what we could, and I think that's why it still um, works. I think it looks good still, even with the low budget. I think that's actually a positive.
So, do you have behind the scenes footage or photos of a live action Toy Story?
Only what's online. So we made a few videos while we were making live action Toy Story, and so they're on our channel, JP and Beyond. And there's a couple on a couple other channels too. So they're in a playlist for live action Toy Story. There's a few behind the scenes. We put out bloopers, which is like 12 minutes long of us um, making mistakes. And so that's about as much behind the scenes as we can get, other than me telling stories.
You have worked on the Toy Story 2 redialed.
That's right. Yeah. So that is, for anyone who doesn't know, just a short clip and a team. I'm not actually sure where they're from, but they put together all of Toy Story 2, but they break it up into 30-second bits and assign or ask different people to make only 30 seconds. And so they asked us, and I agreed to do a scene with a Pizza Planet truck at the airport because um, it's one of my favorite scenes of the movie. So I wanted to put a Pizza Planet truck in there. Yeah. Have you seen the Toy Story 2 redialed video? It's long, it's the whole movie.
Yes.
Yeah. So most of it's animated, but my scene and I think maybe a couple of others are live action.
And there's this poster behind you. It says live action Toy Story.
Yeah, that's our poster I made. Well, another friend of ours named Michael, he uh, put it together in Photoshop, but I took the pictures out in the street of Buzz and Woody and RC and the road. I colored the logo, and we found these pictures of the dog's name is Rupert. He had a Facebook page, so those are pictures from his Facebook page. So he put them all together and made it look as close as we could to the original.
All right. Well, Jonathan, thank you so much for your time.
Yes, thank you. It was great talking to you. Um, if anybody's interested in watching more, either live action Toy Story or other short films, you can go to jpandbeyond.com or find it on YouTube where we post a lot of stuff. And I'm glad you liked it. Thank you for reaching out.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
No, I hope you guys have a great new year. I hope 2026 is great for you. And um, no, thank you. God bless. Have a great day.
Nice. Stay tuned for more guests coming up. Until next time, peace.
Bye.